Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the AJS TV channel. I hope you're all doing well. It's Brighton and Hove Albion versus Aston Villa today. The final game before the World Cup. And, well, before I say anything, the fact we have a World Cup in December is... It's got positives and it has negatives. And the big negative is the fact that the season is a complete and utter mess. We've got games all over the place. We haven't had a Saturday game in ages. Um, yeah, and the fact that even though we're not playing on Saturdays, we haven't had games live on TV. Like, it's mental. It's absolute mental. How you doing, Nick? A comment before went live. He said, "Great matchup. Please shout out first comment." Well, there you go. There is your shout out, my friend. Bonjour, monsieur. How you doing, CJ? Doden says, "Hi, AJ. Get well soon." I'm almost 100%. I'm like 95%. But I should be okay. Dozin, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Christopher, how you doing, mate? CJ says, gonna lose 6-1. That's very negative. How you doing, Isabel? And what do you think of the Villarreal friendly? I'll get into everything. But first, we'll get into the lineups of both teams, starting for Aston Villa. And I want to say this because I'm not really happy, and I made a TikTok about it too. Martinez in goal, back four, Digne, Mings, Konsa, Cash. That's fine. Midfield three, Louise, Kamara, John McGinn. Not happy with that. Front three, Buendia, Ings, Ramsey. Not happy with that. And I'll go into all the reasons why. Apparently, there's been an illness with Ollie Watkins. It's not overly been reported. It's speculation. I'll try and find a more concrete answer on that. But Ollie Watkins is not even on the bench. But this is an opportunity for Cameron Archer today, and he hasn't played. I'm baffled, to be honest with you. Dendoncker, Sanson on the bench instead of John McGinn. Why on earth do again we love to play John McGinn? He's been absolutely awful for a year now, and he still plays like in the Gerrard era. He played every game. Like, I don't get it. We play our best football without John McGinn. When will people understand this? I genuinely don't understand. Like, and Ings is not suitable for pressing football. I'm sorry, but he's just not. Honestly, the whole thing baffles me. And I know we've gone two up front in a couple games, right? But there's zero chance of that today. Who's going to be the striker? John McGinn. Like, who is it? Bailey's on the bench. Ramsey and Buendia are known either tens or wide players. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's that simple. I worry today. We're against a very good side. Only positive is no Matoma for Brighton. The COVID rumour that they had apparently is true. Matoma will be out. Brighton start with a 4-2-3-1. Sanchez in goal. Pascal Gross, Colwill, Dunk, and Estepanan is their fullbacks. McAllister and Caicedo is their midfield pivot. Marsh, Lallana, Trossard is their front three. Danny Welbeck, their striker. Although slightly out of form, Danny Welbeck. But he loves a goal against Aston Villa. That's all I'm going to say. I'll answer the question as well. The Villarreal friendly will be interesting. It might actually give some insight into what players we could potentially bring in. That's the first thought I had. Are we going to try and look at any Villarreal player and think, you know what, he could actually do a job at Villa? Prem is in the mud, get McGinn out, we won't lose 6-1. I think we'll... look, I don't want to be a negative person, I really don't. But I do feel like we are going to lose this game. Brighton are flying right now. You know, Trossard scored a hat-trick at Anfield. They beat Chelsea 4-1. They beat Wolves 3-2 last season. They knocked Arsenal out the Carabao Cup. Like, they are flying right now, Brighton. This is not the time to play Brighton at all. They're doing really, really well, and I'm very, very worried about Brighton. They absolutely put that Arsenal team to the sword. I know you're going to say it was a changed Arsenal team, but they battered them the whole game. And I am very worried. They're doing very well for a reason. Currently in the Premier League, they sit 7th in the table, only a point behind Liverpool, 2 points behind top 5. Like, that's incredible. It's absolutely incredible to say. They're above Chelsea with the game in hand. Like, that's mad. They win today, they go 5th. It's how good Brighton are this season. How you doing, Stealth as well? He says, "Hi AJ, how you doing?" I'm okay. I've been ill for the last week, and I've still kind of am ill, but I'm moving on from that now, and hopefully I can, like, within the next day or two, I'll be fully fine. It's just the tiny little bit lingering here. Also, as I was talking, Burnley have actually scored against Blackburn in their little derby in the Championship. Burnley go top of that league as we speak. I did cover it, but the fact that some players are starting today is baffling. McGinn and Ings do not give me confidence. I'm sorry. I know I like Emery. I really do. I think Emery could do something special at this football club, but that does not give me confidence. I will go. Yeah, I'll talk briefly on that. Give me a second. I'm just gonna put the light on here, and I may actually turn this on as well. Alright, I'll briefly talk about that. The Carabao Cup game. I thought we played really well. It was kind of mixed emotions for me. I think the fact that certain players, like the squad depth players played, was quite costly in the end. Robin Olsen is, I don't like to pin performances on players, but Robin Olsen is probably the worst keeper I've ever seen at Villa. Like, you're talking like worse than Nyland, worse than Enkelman. Like, he was pretty bad. That's 3 games he's had now, and he's been absolutely atrocious in all 3. Like, I never want to see I'd genuinely rather see Martinez with crutches out on there. He'd probably save more shots, to be honest. Absolutely horrific. It's not just the shot stopping as well. Olsen's distribution was abysmal. He gave the ball away several times. There was one time it even led to a goal as well. But he is absolutely, like, abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. Augustinson, nowhere near good enough. Rinsed by Marcus Rashford. People telling me on TikTok and on live streams that we have good squad depth. No, we do not. I have seen more than enough to show we do not. At least to the standard that we want to play at, with the high press and the compact midfield, we do not have the players for it. At least the sub players for it. I think the actual back four is fine, but playing Augustinson and ironically the best of the back four, Ashley Young, was taken off first, which is so weird to me. I was at the game. United travelled 5 hours. Mate, I feel for you a little bit. Because at one point we were in absolute dreamland, and then it went sideways, shall we say? Yeah, I've heard Watkins is ill. I have heard that. Just popping in 2-1 Villa, Ings, both goals. I'd love that. We do need a win here. We really, really do. CJ says, also, AJ, have you played the Ultimate Team since World Cup mode? Pat Carvalho centre back. I have played a little bit of it. I did the hero pack. I got Dirk Kuyt, which is not bad. It was actually quite fun. Away games are better than home games, 100%. And especially when in the cup you're allowed to bring more. I think there was over 7,000 Villa fans there. Like, it's obviously going to be a good atmosphere. Because of that many Villa fans, they had to expand the away end into the home section, which was a little bit weird. It looked kind of odd. They did it over a bit like what Villa do. They put away fans kind of above the home fans. I'm not a big fan of that personally. When we scored, drunk guy fell on you. Oh, no way. That's elite, bro. The limbs are crazy. But yeah, other than the end of that game, and I'm sure everyone there's nothing I can say here that you probably haven't heard. Players like McGinn, Olsen, Chambers, Mings, Augustinson, they were all absolutely terrible. And yeah, to be honest, if I was to pin it on one person, it would be the keeper. There's 3 goals that are literally his fault. Anyway, I will get more focused into this game. We're not far away from kicking off between Brighton versus Aston Villa. I will look and see how far we could potentially go with a win today. Harrison says losing to a beach. Well, we're not losing just yet, mate. And considering you lost 4-1 to Brighton, I find that very funny. Olsen needs to get out. If Martinez goes to Atletico, we're finished. Well, it does show to me how important Emi Martinez actually is. Yeah, Chelsea got humbled 4-1 by Brighton, so that would be it's very ironic for him to say that. A win for Aston Villa would actually take us as high as 12th. It would put us above teams like Leicester, Bournemouth and Leeds. And we'd be a point behind Crystal Palace heading into the World Cup. Which I did say this briefly, but I'm not overly a big fan of the World Cup being in December. It has made the schedule so bad. Like, the amount of games that teams have to play between now and the end of the season. If you play in a European competition, you are screwed. Like, you are going to play, like, 2 or 3 games a week. Like, it's mental stuff. Harry says he's going 2-1 with Ings and Bailey's score when he comes on. CJ, are you streaming the England games, AJ? Okay, so I'll be streaming some World Cup games. I'm not going to be streaming England. I decided I want to do that with friends, family. Like, I don't. There was times it was last year when we did it, where I did enjoy streaming, but I'd rather have those like either at a sports bar or, you know, with friends. Like I want to be with people for that. I will do some World Cup game. Oh, yeah, it is World Cup. Yeah, I will do some World Cup games. I am debating the first one. It's a bit awkward with the timing, but I will most likely be streaming the first game, which is Qatar versus Ecuador. A week today at 4 o'clock. So yeah, how's Tomori not gone to the World Cup is ridiculous. I don't know if he's good enough to start, but Tomori should be included with the squad. The fact that he's a Serie A winner, and yet we're choosing Eric Dyer, I do find that quite weird. Bro, only answers Villa supporters. What you didn't ask a question. You just said 3-0 Trossard. Which might happen, because Trossard is very good. And Trossard dunked on your football team. Phillips and Maguire shouldn't be in the squad. Well, that's something I'll definitely talk about at half time, I think. I'll go into the England team and I'll say who I think should play and shouldn't play. Some positions like goalkeeper, no one will argue with because like it was always going to be Pickford. It's Pickford, Pope, and Ramsdale in it. Like I'm not going to argue with that. There's 3 very good keepers. Personally, I prefer Jordan Pickford. We are underway anyway for Aston Villa versus Brighton. We have kicked off. Villa in this kit today, not the away one, which is very nice to see. I'm just going to turn off the kick-off text. There we go. Can Aston Villa get... I would say if we won today, it would actually be a shock result. Like, that's not even me baiting. It would genuinely be like a shock. Alright, I'll just get the lineup on my phone. Like I did mention it very briefly, but I think the fact that Mitoma isn't playing for Brighton is absolutely massive. I can't lie. I have no idea how this game's going to go. It's a 1-0 to Brighton. They've scored within the first minute. I'm looking at my phone. They've already scored. I don't believe. Wow, that is a new level of bad. I was getting the lineup on my phone. I look up McAllister scored. It's already 1-0 to Brighton within the first minute. What on earth? Throw into Aston Villa. Konsa, very deep by the way. Played it back to Martinez. Oh, it's Martinez. Martinez into Luiz, and he gives it away, and they've scored. We try to play from the back. Arguably a foul on Douglas Luiz though. But between the mistake of Luiz and Martinez, it is 1-0 to Brighton, and the shot is terrible as well. Oh my life. Well, I'd be surprised. All I'm going to say is I'm very surprised VAR haven't ruled that out. I think there's a foul on Douglas Luiz, but I don't think they're going to agree with me there. But it is already 1-0 to Brighton. Dear Lord. Within the first minute of the game. That is unbelievable. I'm lost for words there. The goal will stand. Villa trying to play up from the back, giving the ball away. I just can't believe how fast that was. I've been taken aback a little bit how quick that was. Absolutely shocking for Aston Villa, I will say that. That is I do think that was a foul, yeah. I was going to say I don't think the goal should have stood. I don't think he got much of the ball there. But it is 1-0 to Brighton already in this game. And it was a mistake. It was a poor pass out from Martinez, but it did look like it was a foul to me on Douglas Luiz, but it is 1-0 to Brighton. That is, genuinely, it's unbelievable. I literally just got the lineup on my phone. I look up, I see the ball in the back of the net. The only positive for me is that I've got McAllister in my fantasy Premier League team. That is literally the only positive, because, well, what an abysmal start. Luca Digno's put the ball out of play as well. Villa goal down to Brighton very, very early on here. It is also 2-0 to Burnley in their Lancashire derby. Adam Lallana is also getting treatment. A lot has happened early on in this game. I don't know what. I think Lallana got caught by Kamara. Warren, Warren Villa. Yeah, I appreciate that. Get rid of everyone but Martinez, Mings, and restart. I'm just watching the goal again. What are we doing? 49 seconds into the game. Emi Martinez, we try and play out from the back like we did against United in the last 2 games. Martinez's pass is a bit short, but that is a foul on Luiz. What part of the ball? He doesn't win the ball. That's a foul. No, that is an actual foul though. He doesn't get the ball, McAllister. So I've seen a slow-mo of it, and I don't hear the commentators. But that's a foul. He doesn't actually get the ball from Luiz there. He's just chopped Luiz down. What is VAR there for? If it's not to disallow a goal like that? I don't understand. Like, he literally doesn't get the ball. He just hacks into the side of Luiz and they score. I'm kind of baffled as to how that's been given, to be quite honest. And they keep showing it over and over again. Shove in the back and didn't touch the ball. The game is, yeah, that's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, Mike. He's literally hacked him down. Not only that's a foul, you could argue that's a yellow card. It's a deliberate trip. Chelsea no longer top 6 bias. Oh dear. Do you see the? I didn't see the Millwall score yesterday. I'll have a look. I'm guessing it was a positive one because you're piping up. Saturday. I saw Stoke lost yesterday, which is a surprise. Oh, you beat Preston. 4-2. Fleming. Hat-trick for Fleming, okay. And Cresswell sealed it. You nearly bottled though. You're 2-0 up and you threw it away. But it was a win for Millwall. Yeah, Chelsea have lost 4 games in a row, but I still get like bombarded by with banter from Chelsea fans. They are seriously shameless. 4 losses. 4 losses in a row. Yeah, how Villa 1-0 down already? I mean, it was a foul. It shouldn't have stood. But we tried to play from the back. Luiz was chopped down by McAllister. The whistle doesn't go. VAR don't overrule it. McAllister goes through and scores. It's that simple. The pass wasn't great from Martinez. I will say that. He puts Luiz under pressure, but Luiz gets chopped down. No touch of the ball at all. It's just one of those. We'll get decisions for us and against us, but it really doesn't help that Brighton are a good side and they've got like a free goal. Like it is a foul. Yeah, exactly. To me it's a clear and obvious foul. It doesn't get the ball. It's not even close. So I don't understand how VAR can't overturn that. It's baffling to me. Referee union supporting each other as always. VAR needs to be overhauled. There should never be fellow referees involved. Where's Dean? I'm shocked we've not seen paragraph. Oh, exactly. Where is the negative, Dean? I'm surprised. Tuchel has finished Harrison, Ten Hag better. Genuinely true. I can't lie. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Dean. I don't get it. The players falling down too easy. Need to stay on their feet. Long ball forward. Chance for Brighton. Well, actually, very well done from Mings and Martinez to just stop the run through. Martinez picks up the ball. Slow down the tempo a little bit here. 6 minutes gone, man. It's 7 minutes now. It's 1-0 to Brighton, and Villa just haven't got going. To be fair, this game has been a bit stop-start since the goal. Brighton very high up here, pressing Villa. Martinez definitely taking his time to decide what to do. But wow, this is one of the highest presses I've ever seen. Brighton are literally barely outside the Villa box. Martinez goes diagonal, and it's out of play. Oh my! Oh my God, this football team, bro! I really can't. What was that? We just spent a whole minute deciding what to do with the ball, and then Martinez just puts it out of play. I don't get it, man. We are such a team rotten to the core. It's crazy. Free kick to Brighton, foul from Tyrone Mings. He's not happy as well. Enciso. He won that quite well, to be fair. Hmm. It is what it is. Lost your rent money. Unai going to want a new keeper sign this rate. I mean, the two keepers that we have, they're not doing a great job right now. I will say that. I will double check something. Oh yeah, so Lallana had to actually come off. I didn't see this because I was reading my chat. Lallana came off 5 minutes into the game with an injury, so Enciso came on for him as the 10. I must have been reading chat. I saw him go down. I didn't realise he got a sub. Well, okay, the referee has given a foul with Kamara there, and I'm just saying Kamara gets more of the ball than what McAllister got on Douglas Luiz, but whatever. I'm gonna quickly look at the Villa response. I'm sure people are also complaining. There's no way that other people aren't saying this is a foul. And there's some more people complaining. A couple of people moaning, but it's mostly just the fact that we're 1-0 down. 3-0 to Burnley. Wow. Blackburn Rovers. What a shambles. Free kick to Brighton. Left footed. Not half cleared. Edge of the box. Ball played towards the right hand side of Pascal Gross. He might put the ball in. Brighton are teasing us. Ah, so lovely ball. Oh, great tackle, Luiz this time. Gets away the ball. He's completely surrounded. Brighton, their game plan's been very good so far. Good pass into Kamara. Villa are very messy. We've given it away again. McAllister intercepted by Luiz again. Mings goes long. Gives it straight back. What is going on, lads? We're struggling. We cannot deal with the press from Brighton right now. They're choking us here. A stat I didn't want to read is the last 20 games Brighton have been ahead, they've actually ended up not losing them. And Sky have just said 85% of the ball have gone to Brighton rather than Villa. Ramsey tries to put a ball into the box. Not actually that dealt with well by Brighton. Is Buendia. Saying that they defend really well. They force us back to halfway line. Just won 10k, so you're back in the game of broskies. Nice, good job. Commentator said contact, but not enough. What does that even mean? That means, well, that means if they give it, they'll say it's soft. But it's such a grey area these days. How you doing, KD? He said from Melbourne. Big chance for Villa, actually. Danny Ings on the break! Oh, Ings! Well, out of nowhere, it was an opportunity for Aston Villa. Long ball play through to Danny Ings. Again, every time I read chat, I nearly miss something. It was nearly a Route 1 goal. Martinez all the way to Danny Ings. And really, I think he's got to hit this. Does he get a deflection, actually? Might have took a deflection. It does. Yeah, to be fair, I think Ings did everything he could there. Villa do have a corner. Yeah, not bad from Ings, to be fair. We have to play sometimes the Burnley way. And a long ball. Jacob Ramsey's down. This is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. Oh, man. He's a good manager, to be fair, Emery. He's very good. You saw that with the way we beat United. The cup game was our second team. Not a great start here, I will say that. It is what it is. Brighton are a very good team. There's a reason why they've put a lot of teams to the sword, including Chelsea. You know, they beat Man United as well. It looked like it was going goalwards. It was a good block in the end. I think Ings probably did as much as he possibly could there. Ramsey has got some treatment. He looks okay. We had Cameron Archer warm up there just in case. I think he's going to continue. I can't imagine he'd come off Ramsey. But yeah, how you doing, Mus? How you doing? I will say as well, because people have been saying stuff on TikTok and on YouTube, like, would I have rather won the league game or the Carabao Cup game against United? I'd rather get the league, the points on the board in the league. It's the most important competition. I don't want to be in a relegation battle. Cups are great, but yeah. Corner comes in from Louise. And that's another corner. It went all the way to the back post. It was deflected away. And Villa do get another corner. Tough to say, to be honest. I'm happy. Oh, well, Villa want a handball actually on Caicedo there. That's a handball. No, that should be a penalty to Aston Villa, surely. Wow, that's ridiculous. His hand's in not a natural position, and it deflects off his hand and goes for a corner. And again, nothing is given. That, to me, that looked like a handball. But I mean, once again, we've not got a decision our way, and it will be a corner kick to Aston Villa. Okay, corner is gone short. Luca Digne is. We tried a little training ground routine there, it just didn't overly work. Consu against Dunk. Might have to put this out of play, Dunk. Oh, risky passes from Brighton. They're in their own corner flag here, and that's a throw-in. That's good press from Danny Ings. We forced them into a mistake. So yeah, not only their goal shouldn't have stood, I think there's an argument there for a penalty. That's what I will say. Hayden Michael says IAJ still in hospital, 1-0 down, hope up the Villa. Well, look, the start wasn't great, but I will say this for any Villa fan coming in or any Villa fan who's been here from the start. The goal shouldn't have stood, and arguably we should have had a penalty there. His hand's not in a natural position. The one that we conceded away at Crystal Palace was way more soft than that. Way more soft than that. I don't get it, man. It seems to be like one rule for one game and one rule for another. I really don't get it. Is he there English football wise? Maybe. I mean, Unai Emery has won. He's won the most Europa League titles. He's won trophies for PSG. Like Graham Potter, he's a good manager, but he doesn't have a decorated career, does he? Like Emery has played nearly 1,000 games. Like if you turn in and looking at like actual managerial experience, I mean, Emery's the only place to go personally. Put Danny Ings in a care home and change the ref. Premier League is biased against Villa. I wouldn't say that. It's just that there are some terrible referees. There are some absolutely terrible referees, and we need all the. When you play a team like Brighton, you need all the chances you can get. Here comes Ramsey for Villa. Ramsey, good pass to Ings. Chance! Ings! Oh no! Tries to tee up John McGinn on the line virtually there, and it's well cut out. That was Caicedo again. Well, that would have been a brilliant Villa goal. Great interchange down the left-hand side. Ramsey through to Danny Ings. Ings puts it on a plate. Oh, man. Caicedo reads that well. He reads that so well. It's such a good ball from Ings. That's so unlucky, man. So unlucky. That would have been a really good equaliser for Villa as well. Trossard boots the ball 30 rows up to waste time. Ref doesn't say anything. What is this clown doing? The ref is the type of don who didn't get iridescent and is getting 500k. Okay, that's a Dead by Daylight reference. So Caicedo's a good player. He is a good player, although he should have conceded a penalty there. Villa, I don't think we are playing a 4-4-2. Well, Sky didn't think so, and I'm just trying to feel it out. To me, it looks like a 4-3-3 with Ings as the lone striker. But at the same time, like we have played before. I think in the latter stages of the United game a week ago, he played John McGinn alongside Ollie Watkins. So it's difficult. Okay, I'll put it this way. I'll really look out for it. I'm only going from what Sky have said. It is annoying supporting a team like Villa, knowing the star players will just eventually leave. I I mean, that can happen with any team. You know, you'll have. Penalty Villa. My headset has died as I'm saying it. It's a penalty to Aston Villa. Why does my headset do this? My headset just dies. It is a penalty. John McGinn running through. And Luke, does he get the ball dunk? No, he doesn't. Yes! Penalty! And it's been deserved. We have, since the goal, to be fair, we have been amazing. We have been very, very good. Very, very good. Penalty to Villa. I do apologise about that. I've got no sound coming into the headset. I'm only using it for audio. And because of that, my headset will just randomly turn off. And it turned off at the worst time. Unbelievable. It is a penalty to Aston Villa. Now, the argument... Well, I think Dunk has tried to play the ball and he doesn't get there. Why is it looking like it's Luca Digne? Oh no, Digne's giving it to Ings. Okay. It's a very silly challenge from Dunk. Very silly. And no, because I can't because of YouTube copyright. A commentator showing his bias now after saying it wasn't contact. He now says McGinn fell. Oh, whatever. Whatever. We deserve this, to be fair. Danny Ings hasn't yet for Villa hasn't missed a penalty. It's a big moment for Aston Villa. Just on the 20th minute mark. Ings! Yes! Danny Ings down the middle! Aston Villa have levelled. Really good penalty. Well, Sanchez, I think, gets a fingertip to it, but it's not enough to keep it out. Villa deservedly level. Brighton 1, Villa 1. Great pen. He loves the down the middle pens, doesn't he, Ings? Oh, Sanchez is fuming. He dives and he realises very late. He sticks a hand out. Can't keep it out. Villa level. Come on! Love to see that. Love to see that. Thoroughly deserved. Thoroughly deserved. Since the goal, we've been the better side. I think we've reacted really well to going a goal down. I said moments ago, John McGinn literally had a tap in that Caicedo denied. We should have had a penalty earlier as well with a Caicedo handball. But yeah, that is a terrible challenge from Lewis Dunk. Terrible challenge. I have no idea what he's doing. Brighton 1, Aston Villa 1. And all the Chelsea lot in the comments earlier, they've all gone quiet now, haven't they? Where's Harrison at? Where's Harry gone, eh? Where's Harry gone? Giving it the big un. My guy always gives it the big un, you know. And whenever Villa gets something back, he goes really quiet. Oh wait, what have you said? My Trey's oh wait, I didn't read that. Okay, my Trey's taking the piss. Come on! And ironically, I think since the comment, when you were laughing and all that, Villa have been the better team. So that the Trey is elite. Yeah, you know what? I actually, see, I'm gonna get a lot of stick now, because you can actually have a look. I don't want to read my comments. I made a TikTok video right before today, and I was complaining about John McGinn starting, and McGinn has earned the penalty. I'm actually gonna get. I don't even want to check the comments. There's gonna be comments already, I reckon, of people saying it. I'm very nervous to look at this. Someone's just said it's already 1-0. I've had a couple. Oh god, I'm not reading. I did kind of jinx it. Oh man, that is quite funny. Any player could have earned that penalty. It was look, okay. Look, yeah, fair enough. It was a very silly tackle. Good run though. Look, I'll give credit where it's due. It's a really good run from John McGinn. But it's a very silly tackle from Lewis Dunk. No idea what he's doing. Big up all the Brum Town Villa fans. Big up, man. Check my Discord DMs. I shall. Yeah, he is actually. Which I think if you're gonna use John McGinn, you might as well play him more advanced. Like I said, in the we went to like a 4-4-2 against United for the last like 20 minutes with McGinn up front with Ollie Watkins. Crosser Brighton. McAllister, good block. Well, I say that, it's actually hit, I think it's hit a Brighton man on its way through. I think it's actually hit a Brighton leg on its way through there. It's gone for a goal kick. Yeah, hit Sonny Marsh. McGinn's having, I mean, so far, so good. So far, so good. Look, I will criticise players when they deserve it, and I'll give them praise when they deserve it. And I didn't want McGinn starting, but he's not done too bad. Villa get a throw in, good press again. I gotta say, the Brighton press is very, very strong right now. Right, McGinn has lost it, won it back, and it'll be a throw in to Brighton. Will Emery get? I think he'll be given a lot of money in January. If I was to put money, if I was to put money on it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Terrible from Brighton. Under a little bit of a press from Villa, it's put out of play. I find that a little bit odd. Villa fans behind the goal giving their support. 24 minutes gone. Brighton 1. Aston Villa 1. So the understanding is it's a 4-4-2 with John McGinn up front. That's what people are saying online. That is so weird. John McGinn as a forward. The world has gone crazy. The world has actually gone mad. John McGinn in a 4-4-2. Or is it wait, is Buendia the striker? Nah, it can't be. That'd be even more weird, having McGinn as a right mid with Buendia. I'm so confused with what we're doing. It's the most bizarre thing. Good refereeing as well. Well, good linesman in particular. We caught an offside. The Zerbi, whatever, Brighton coach's class. I forgot he's a midfielder. I hate spending money in January. It always feels like you can. Yeah, true, because people know you're desperate. That's why. John McGinn. Referee's given a foul over McGinn there. Free kick to Brighton. I mean, well, for a team that goes a goal down within the first minute, this has been a great response from Villa, I gotta say. Guys, don't forget, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you're a Villa fan, Brighton fan of football in general, feel free to do that. I will be covering games in the World Cup as well. So hopefully we'll have a bit of fun there. Hopefully England will go far, and we'll see what happens. In fact, you know what? I'll even ask my chat, right? Who do you think will win the World Cup? Give me your answers, because I've heard some like saucy answers from people. Who do you think will win the World Cup? Harry says not England. Argentina. Winnie Win says Brazil. Good point, AJ. This can show change mentality under Emery. Yep, exactly. Tyler says Argentina, Brazil 2, England 3, Portugal 4. Wow. Gives me a full semi-final list. Australia. Oh, he's from Australia. He's saying France. A France back-to-back could be interesting. I think it will be Argentina. I just think it's absolutely set for a Lionel Messi, World Cup win. Emi Martinez in goal. They actually have like a good team now, Argentina. A very good team. I've always said defensively they're not great, and I think they're better now than they have been for a long time. And yeah, I think Messi will actually win a World Cup. I would obviously want it to be England, obviously. But if it weren't going to be England, I mean, how cool would a Portugal versus Argentina final? How cool would that be? Like, that would probably be one of the most viewed World Cup finals ever. Ronaldo versus Messi. Like, that'd be mental. If England don't get quartered, then Southgate will walk or get. I mean, if we lose to any of the teams in the group, you should go. The likelihood is that we would play Senegal in the round of 16, and if we lose that, he should go. And the likelihood after that is we'd play France in the quarterfinals, and well, I can't see us beating France. Never mind, World Cup curse means France will struggle. Yep, true. That is very true. Not many teams. In fact, isn't it a thing where if you win the World Cup, you don't make the group the next time? I swear that. Don't quote me on that, but I swear that's a thing that has happened. where they always like after winning the World Cup, they always like massively struggle the next time. Odds on Qatar doing a madness, So I was gonna cover this actually, like while I was going over, because I want to stream the Qatar game, like the first one, and I was gonna save it till then, but I might as well say this now, right, with you lot here. Qatar actually have a really good like run of form right now, which makes like quite interesting reading. They've won their last 4 games, unbeaten in their last 5. They've beaten Albania, Panama, Honduras, and Guatemala. It's not bad. Like I know you can only beat what's in front of you. They drew Chile. Like Alexis Sanchez even scored in that game. Like they're not as bad as what some people will make them out to be. I don't think they're gonna do something insane. But people telling me they're gonna do way worse than South Africa, I don't think that at all. I don't think they'll qualify from their group, but I think they'll give it a go. France will lose to Australia in the group. Trust it. Should have kept Jed Steer. I mean, Jed would have done way more for us, I think. I will say that. England USA group is technically the group of death by FIFA standards, standings even. I know I know technically in the standings it is, but it isn't really, is it? The group. In fact, who would you lot would say is the group of death? Let me get up the groups. There is like one in my head that I would say is a group of death. Oh man, there's some I feel so bad for. And well, Germany, Spain, Costa Rica, Japan. You got a feel for teams like Japan in that. You never know. They could pull off a madness. You got Switzerland, Serbia, Brazil, Cameroon. 4 really strong teams. It's a bit harsh that they're all in the same group. Yeah, it's kind of mad actually to think 2 of those won't make it. That is mental to me. Anyway, I'm trying to go back on the Villa a little bit, but the game has slowed down. Odds how much they can pay the ref. Here's a chance for Brighton. Cross into the byline, cleared by Tyrone Mings, and that'll be a corner kick to Brighton of Albion. 30 minutes gone here, still Brighton 1, Aston Villa 1. Goal scorer for Brighton was McAllister, equaliser. I'm just watching Matty Cash here go down looking very hurt. Very close up as well on the camera of on Matty Cash. Arguably offside as well. Yeah, equaliser from a Danny Ings penalty. Winnie Win says 3-2 Villa. I love the optimism. I really do. I think we've actually done okay in this game, to be fair. Japan would have got through if they selected Kyogo. I've also heard the USA, they really wanted a young lad who plays in the Eredivisie. His name escapes me. They really wanted him to be called up, but apparently he hasn't. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Corner kick to Brighton! It's kept off the line by Martinez. They nearly did the routine that we do. And nearly directly swing the ball into the back of the net. Bloody hell. Oh, that player escapes me actually. I will actually just quickly find out who it is. Long ball play forward. Martinez flies out his goal to head the ball away. Despite having defenders next to him. John McGinn is battling. Surely he's been kicked there by Caicedo. The referee doesn't give anything. Villa still have the ball. Oh well, only momentarily as we give it away. Who is this American striker in the Eredivisie? I forget what his name is. But that's all I keep hearing about. It's just American people are just really upset that he hasn't gone. Look, I'm going on Footbin. I'm gonna find it because he's on FIFA. I actually can't remember this guy's name. Alright, United States, there we go. And I'll go leagues, Eredivisie. Pepe, Ricardo Pepe. I've heard Castro talk about him. I've heard Nick Run the Foot Market talk about him. There's been TikTok videos about him. This guy. I think he played in Germany. He's now playing in the Eredivisie, doing really well. USA have struggled in their recent games, yet Pepe wasn't chosen for the World Cup. In fact, even on his Footbin page, The top comment is robbed of a World Cup spot. Yeah, that's the guy, Ricardo Pepi. So we should have a better chance of beating America now, apparently. Honest thoughts on Southgate? Terrible manager. Someone who is a people pleaser. The FA love him because he's a yes man, but he is a very negative manager. He likes to play in a very negative way. So even when we lose, it doesn't look too bad on paper. That is Gareth Southgate for you. We have one of the most talented England teams we've ever had, and we're going to play 7 defensive-minded players. There you go. We're going to play a 5-back with 2 holding midfielders, with a keeper as well. So it's 8 of your 11 is defensive-minded. What a waste. I know we've experimented with 4-2-3-1, but we know he's not going to play it. Because we lost games with that. And he's scared. He's scared to be expansive because Southgate doesn't know how to manage an expansive team. So when he's tried, it hasn't worked. And it's gone apart. It is actually Emi Buendia with Danny Ings up front, by the way. 100%. With John McGinn as a right midfielder. I feel like I'm living in the Matrix. John McGinn as a right mid with Emi Buendia as a forward. Villa have won it back. Louise into Danny Ings. Into Ramsey! Shots deflected and just over. That was a really good counter-attack from Villa. We win it high up. And again, we get chances out of nowhere. That's really well won back by that man again, John McGinn. Ramsey's shot is really well blocked by Lewis Dunk, actually. That's a really good, important challenge. Amazing layoff from Danny Ings. That was a good shot. Good shot from Ramsey, good attack from Villa, and a really good block from Lewis Dunk. Pepe was hyped until he went to Bundesliga, couldn't score, scoring in Eredivisie now, but I think it's too late. Oh yeah, Mike, I forgot. Yeah, you're American, aren't you? Corner comes in for Villa, flapped away by Sanchez. Oh, Luis loves his corner, doesn't he? He loves the in-swinger. Nearly works again. Oh, your ball knowledge is very good, you know, Mike. Very, very good. Louise, he tried to keep it in play and lost it in doing so. I gotta say, for everyone in chat, Mike's ball knowledge is very, very good. Very, very good. I've been impressed for a lot of things he says. He's here every single week, and he always comes out with very good stuff. Southgate would be better as CEO at FA or something, never as England manager. I think that's a fair comment. It shocks me how England play. They have incredible talent, but he plays as if he's managing North Korea. Eddie Howe would be way better. I think there's a lot of options that we could have had. Eddie Howe would be a really good England manager, I think. That's a good shout. Emery, he is known for that. It's just weird to see it at Aston Villa. I know he's done that at Villarreal and he did that at Arsenal as well. Not too sure he did it at Sevilla, but I've heard he's done it almost everywhere he's gone. It is weird to see it at Villa. McGinn as a right mid makes sense in the United system, though in attack plays more of a centre mid, but right mid defending. Yeah, it's quite narrow, isn't it? When we attack, it's quite weird. Very good, quick throw for Brighton there, well cut out by Kamara. That caught me out and the Villa backline. That was very fast throwing. That was really good from Sonny Marsh. He picks out the pass in the middle, and it was well defended from Kamara in the end. I know, ball. You have to be a step above, just to not be made fun of. You know, fair enough. That is fair enough. I'm not. Look, I don't care where you come from. I know people like to poke fun and all that, but I don't care where you come from. If you know ball, you know ball. Corner comes in from Marsh. Well caught by me, Martinez. Well caught. I have seen actually within the last I would say 5 years, the amount of American interest in football. Maybe isn't actually true. Maybe I'm only just seeing this because of things like TikTok or online. But there seems to be way more American people in the sport now. Obviously influences from iShowSpeed will help with that. But it does seem to be definitely growing, 100%. Long ball, well out of play. And Villa will get a throw in. Our lapses in focus still exist. This league is too good and fast. That throw-in scares me. That was a very good throw-in. It was a bit like in a weird way. You know that Trent corner against Barcelona. He's like all relaxed and calm. Suddenly he's on it and he plays the pass into the middle. It was a little bit like that. Where Villa we're just trying to keep our shape, making sure we're marking runners, and suddenly this guy goes from really calm and then suddenly whew, gone. And yeah, it's mad. That's mad. Really good. He just signed for Newcastle from the A-League. Wait, I feel like I've misread something here. Garang. I don't even want to mispronounce that. Chance for Villa though with Ramsey, and he tries to put a ball into John McGinn. It was well cut out. Villa pressing with Kamara, and we have won it back. I'm going to butcher the name, so I apologise. Garang Kyo, named in the Aussie World Cup squad. Never heard of him. Katie says he's an amazing talent. He signed for Newcastle from the A-League. That's cool though. I love it. I love how people from all over the world come to, support their nations and their clubs. I absolutely love it, man. It like football is like no other sport to me. Like no other sport can do this, I think. Makes so many people from around the globe so passionate. I've always wanted to go to different countries and watch football in those countries. Like I've got family who travel to places like Japan, and I've always said if I go with him, I'd go to watch football there and see the culture and stuff. And I think that's something I'm gonna do as I get older. I want to experience football from around the world and see how it's different. I've noticed how it's different, here to up north to in Devon, football. Even that, it's not even that far away, but things are different, and I just want to see how different it can be across the world. I'd love that. Going to Dallas for a game, or you go to Toronto, or Melbourne, or Paris, Tokyo. I'd love it, man. AJ, you gotta check out A-League. Maybe watch Sunday FC versus Western Sydney Wanderers highlights. The atmosphere is insane. I have seen some Aussie limbs actually. I remember it was a year or two ago. It was posted on Twitter. It went viral. It was actually insane Aussie limbs. Fair play. I just wish I wish the A-League was a little bit more funded. That's all I will say. 'Cause you get obviously a lot of Australian people. They'll support it, and they'll also support a Premier League team. A little bit like the MLS as well. I just wish these leagues had a bit more. I know it'd be a detriment to my own league and my own country, but I want to see every country in the world have a really successful league. I'd love to see that. Plus, it would make incredible, talented players across the world, and the sport would get better. Football in Cornwall isn't praised highly enough. Some kids down here, we just don't get the scale. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I imagine that. I imagine that. They might go as far as Bristol, maybe Exeter, then that's kind of it. Out of push Plymouth. At a huge push Plymouth, because Plymouth Argyle is so massive. But I've been to an Exeter Plymouth derby, and it's mad. It was a League Two game. It was a League Two game, and it was a sellout, and the atmosphere is crazy, and you wouldn't think that. It's a fourth tier of English football, and honestly, it was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been involved in. Police were everywhere in the city. It was mad. And that's just technically not even that far away. That's I obviously I live in the Midlands. It's not. Yeah, some countries are so big that means nothing to them. Yeah, this game it's been a little bit dull, which is why I'm talking about other stuff. You will find that on this channel. If I start talking less about the game and more about other things, it does kind of show how kind of bad the game has been. It's a lot of long. I'm just basically seeing a lot of long balls and misdirected passes. Both teams trying to play direct, and I gotta say I don't think the pass completion percentage for either team is going to be very high in this game. Well, the referee has kept his cards in his pocket. I will say that. Very little has come out. Very little. Football Federation is crap, but they're changing. and the league is coming back. They basically ruined the league by banning fans. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, you got to look, the sport without fans is dead. Like, I'm sorry, but it's true. What makes the sport great is the support, right? Without the support, it's a cycle that feeds into itself, right? You got to treat the fans right. Which is why, like, I'm not the biggest fan of this country, where you're so limited. Like, pyros and stuff will give you like full-on stadium bans, and I'm like, really? Like, in Europe, like the ultras will bring like full-on flares and fireworks, and we can't even take a bottle cap into the game. Like, it's ridiculous. But the whole sport is built on the fans. If you gotta get the fans on side, and if you don't, well, how can you expect something to flourish? So it's that simple. Thoughts on the first half? I mean, it's okay actually. I will take, knowing how good Brighton have been, and knowing that we went a goal down because of a goal that shouldn't have stood. I will take it. We've played actually quite well in this game. I would argue, you know what? Maybe Villa tinted glasses a little bit, and if there's any Brighton fan here, feel free to give me your opinion. But I would say I think Villa have been the slightly the better side. I don't think I'm being like, I don't think I'm exaggerating. I don't think I'm being biased. I do think we've had slightly more of the better chances, and it looks like if nothing changes, that Villa, we are more likely to win this game. I think our press has been more successful. And just like there as well, John McGinn's won the ball in midfield. And he's played it through to Ramsey. He's got players with him. Ramsey, he's got Digne on the overlap. He goes back to Danny Ings, who's very far out from goal. Buendia. Oh, poor pass into Kamara. Well, poor ball. Game is dead without fans. Matt Target disagree. People have said it on TikTok, like, what players have struggled since the fans have come back, and Matt Target has to be up there. For someone who was so good when there were no fans in the ground, the difference between the two is ridiculous. Funny how people get flames. Wait, funny how people get flames into stadiums. It's kind of mad. Boring is good for Villa. Just spring into life last 10 minutes, take the 3 points home. I wouldn't even mind that. Like, a draw against Brighton isn't like, it's not the end of the world, is it? Like, I think we've played well. Obviously, you want to win any game, but so far you won all away at the Amex. This is not a bad result, lads. Aston plays for Argyle under 13s, and they are spread across Cornwall now, trying to find the best kids coming through. But more clubs in EFL leagues should take time to put on different camps. I agree, man. Football is one of this country's biggest exports. And I don't think, just because you live in a rural place, it shouldn't take away any opportunity of you being given opportunities. I think just because someone lives in Cornwall or someone lives in Norwich shouldn't mean they have less opportunities than people living in London, Birmingham, Manchester. Like, I don't agree with that. And I think that there could be more done to ensure that talented players from all over the UK get what they deserve. I think when Kamara is involved, it's a 60-40 challenge, not 50-50. He's very good at challenges, I will say that. Very, very good. I love him in a pivot. Corner comes in for Brighton, and they keep doing what we do. They're trying to really swing it into that far post. I think Martinez gets a fingertip to this. I think he gets a tiny finger to the ball. I'm just seeing on the second replay, the close-up. Just about. That's a great save. Martinez probably takes it off the head of Sonny Marsh at the back post there. And it will be the 7th corner of the afternoon for Brighton. Another in-swinger. And the referee's actually stopped play for a second because of the fighting between the two players. Having no fans was kind of nice during COVID, though. You could actually hear the communication, and the ball being struck was so satisfying. I can't understand what English people are chanting. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. What I liked about it was we actually got to see every game on TV. You lot in Australia and America don't have the issues that we have, where we have limited games on TV. Like I've been to a couple of games at Villa Park this season. You know, it's very expensive to go to every single game, and especially when I have a channel and I talk about Aston Villa. Like I should have the opportunity to do this more. And we have this rule from the 90s, which is basically to keep. The idea is so like non-league teams and lower league football teams still have attendances because they think that with the blackout, like without it, if they have every Premier League game on TV, they believe that people just wouldn't show up to Forest Green Rovers or like Cheltenham Town or Exeter City, and they think those, the numbers would dwindle. But I don't think that's true though, because people will stream games. When Manchester United played Newcastle, when Ronaldo made his debut, 20 million people from the UK illegally streamed it. Like, if I'm not being for this doesn't. I'm trying to make this not sound harsh, but say someone who supports happen again. Say someone who supports Man United and they live in Crawley, right? Do you think because they can't watch Man United, they're gonna go and watch Crawley? No, they will find a legal way to watch it. A fan of a team will find every possibility to watch their team. Like it's dumb. Like the idea and the whole premise behind it is so dumb. Like people find streams. This is why streaming's like things like He's Gold, Total Sports, they're famous because people who support football teams will go out their way to watch their football team. It's so silly. The whole thing is so silly. And people from Toronto, California, Texas, they're able to watch every Aston Villa game, and I can't. It's mental, mate. Absolutely mental. I did go into a little rant there, but yeah. KD COVID was crazy. A lot of teams had better away records at home. No fans equals no advantage. Yeah, I think even Villa had a better away record than home record in the COVID season. 2022, they will show up and watch on their phone. I did it for college football in America all the time. Exactly. Their active TV is the only option nowadays. People's decisions to watch a match is not affected at all by if it's on TV or not. You can watch the games easy live streams anyone needs. Well, it's dumb. It's really really dumb, is what I will say. I have just like everyone here. There is a local non-league team that I've watched a few times. Right, people who go to watch non-league will often do it when either their like main team they support isn't playing, or it's a big thing, right? It keeps the town alive in a way, because having a football team in non-league, they don't have a lot of money, and people will come and pay their the gate tickets and stuff like that, and that will keep that club alive. And when you get to play a team like my local team last year played Notts County in the FA Cup, right? Had a couple thousand for the game. That probably set them for like the next month. Like the tickets, the money they earned off the tickets that day, that's massive for a team in non-league. And like whenever Villa don't play, I'll go down there. I'll watch a game of football. It's nowhere near the same, but I don't mind that. I think people supporting their local team, like just because Villa isn't on TV, if I have a Villa channel, I'm gonna watch Villa. Like they don't cross wires to me. Anyway, I'm going on a massive rant and a tangent there, but yeah, I think we're all in agreement anyway. Thoughts on that first half? Mainly positive. The fact that we went a goal down within 50 seconds is shocking. The goal shouldn't have stood, but there's no excuse to be caught out that early. The fact Martinez pass out wasn't great. We invited the pressure, went a goal down, and maybe heads would have sunk a little bit in the Gerrard era or the Dean Smith era. But I think actually since the goal, we've been pretty good. We've had chances. We've grown more into the game. Deserved the goal that we got. And yeah, I think we thoroughly deserve to be level. Having a football team at any level is huge for the local community pride. Exactly. One of my dreams is to go watch Premier League in person, even a game Like Villa versus Newcastle would be amazing. See, like you would take, like other people would take that for granted, but you wouldn't. Like you would go to like a Villa Burnley game and you'd be so gassed for it, and you'd get other people who would go, and it's just like their everyday like Saturday. You know, it's so mad. Um, I hope everyone here, right? If you're a Villa fan or a fan of any team, I hope you get to go to you know your your team's ground, because like I could tell you what it's like, but words don't describe it. You know, it's like an out of body experience sometimes, especially when something mental happens. I was at Villa Park when John McGinn scored that famous goal against Sheffield Wednesday. You know, I've been there for some of the biggest games in Villa's recent history, and words don't begin to describe what that is like. And I think every Villa fan deserves to have that, personally. Every Villa fan. I was at Villa versus Derby when we won 4-0, and that Grealish volley from the edge of the box. I was there for that. I've been there for the good and the bad, unfortunately. I was also there for when we lost 6-0 to Liverpool a few years ago. So yeah, there is good and bad, but I think every Villa fan deserves to go at least one time. What are your thoughts on Premier League games potentially being played overseas now and then for more revenue? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Because the game, in its core, the game is working class, right? And a lot of people who are season ticket holders are working class people who will, live paycheck by paycheck and will put most of their money into the sport. And you'll have like Dave, the Man United fan from London. Not okay. No, I'll go for that example. Dave, United fan, living in Manchester, last like 30 years, gone to the games all those years, and now like he'd have to go to potentially like Italy or whatever, or America, to continue the run of watching his team play in a league. I don't know. That's a tough question. I think I have to really think more on that. I don't know how people would find it personally. I just think you're going down the territory of Super League a little bit there. Like I'll see what my chat think. What would you guys say like the opening day of the Premier League next year? Aston Villa versus newly promoted Burnley, and it's in Sydney. Like what would your thoughts be on that? Like that's a good question I think to ask. Say like every Premier League, every opening Premier League game is at a different stadium in Australia. Um, what would the thoughts be on that? Because it would do a lot for the sport in terms of like financially it'd do great, and it'd be nice for supporters in Australia or whatever the country is in. It'd be nice for them to actually see their team play. But obviously there are some negatives. The game would definitely be packed because I mean I'm not saying that the grounds would all be full. That's not, to me that's not like the concern. It's just I don't know if people would be able to afford to spend thousands to go travel to watch their team. And like I don't know, because then that's fine, but what is if, like, how far do you take that? Because like the Super League kind of comes into that a little bit. Harry said, hopefully Emery will change a few things, start playing a bit more attacking football. Football will never head in the right direction wherever the money is, it goes. True. That's actually very true. I'll read more of my chat as well. Millwall days are unreal. The noise is constant all game. Championship. It's good. It's good atmosphere. Championship. Being a good first half, they were impatient and as a result, imprecise. Says Nacho Gamer. I was at the Den we beat the champions Leicester in the cup. I remember that actually years ago. I think English people would hate that. Studio commentator for the Brighton goal said the contact was okay because it was in midfield. Oh, that's bollocks. I'm not. Yeah, I don't care. It's a foul. I don't care where it is on the pitch. It's a foul. So screw the commentator. Hopefully Emery will change a few things and start playing a bit more attacking. The game would be. Yeah, so I read that before. The game would. No matter what Premier League game, I think it'd be packed. It could be literally like. What's probably the worst game I think of? Bournemouth. Bournemouth versus Fulham would probably be a sellout because it's Premier League. Like people would go, like because it's Premier League. I wouldn't be surprised if Prem games. I don't think I'd be surprised too. And look, the argument is it works for the NFL. Like they do that. They've invested money into Tottenham, and they've allowed Tottenham to have this like new ground. They've spent a lot of money into getting like an NFL game played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So like other sports have done it, and they seem to be fine with it. So I don't know. It would help lower table teams get more revenue, but it's not fair for local teams. Capitalism stinks, but we minions have no choice. True. Oh, how you doing? It's Dean. What's up? Premier League doesn't need extra revenue. If games get played outside the UK, the league would be over. It's probably the single most stupid idea. It's not. I don't think it's a stupid idea. Mate, the Premier League makes a lot of money, but it would still make more money. There would still be more people who'd be interested. Like, because then you would have people who've never watched Premier League football would be like, okay, the Arsenal are gonna play in like Sydney this week. Why don't we go and watch it? And then they go to that game, they enjoy it, and they think, you know what? I might actually watch more of Arsenal. And then they go and pay for, their own sporting license in that country. And then they'll spend money and have like shirts delivered. Like, there would be financial benefit from it. 100%. Every team would benefit. Every Premier League side would benefit from it. Dean says, same old, isn't it? Wait, I can't believe it's being negative. Same old, isn't it? Slow, sloppy, concede under 15 minutes, no matter what manager. It is making teams look amazing against us. Why can't we look at Brighton? Time in the Prem and money we should be. If you were a Brighton fan, I think you'd be negative as well. No, I don't think they've been that good. I think Brighton have been quite poor since the goal. Trouble is though, how can people afford to travel and pay for tickets and hotels and go? Yeah, that was my point. Yeah, it's not the sport at its core is working. It's a working man's game, right? It's working class, but that type of money is not working class money. And you're taking someone who, like, their family would have supported, teams like Sheffield United, Villa for like hundreds of years, different generations have seen that football, and now like they wouldn't be able to afford it. I don't know. Capitalism is probably the most fair system, but it's mismanaged. You can't blame capitalism structure when corrupt people are in charge. Can't be fully capitalist too, because you need balance. NFL playing in Munich right now. Yep, they're trying to get support. The thing is, the NFL over there isn't looked at the same way here. A lot of people don't actually go to the NFL games because they're so expensive. So the culture's different. The culture there is a lot of people watch the sport on the TV there and they don't go to the games because it costs like hundreds of dollars. Oh, guys, feel free to join the Discord, by the way, if you haven't already. Won't complain. Won't British complain? I mean, the British will complain over anything, mate. Sorry for going off topic. The whole stream, I'll be focused on the game now. To be fair, look, I'll always say this. Whenever I'm talking less of the game and more on other topics, it do. Look, I'm gonna just come out and say it. The game's not great. Any game that I'm not that focused on, or any game that I will talk less on, it's either very boring or Villa are absolutely terrible, right? Like the Newcastle game when we were 4-0 down, I was just reading chat for the last like 20 minutes because we were absolutely awful and I didn't really want to be there. But I'm a Villa channel and win, lose, draw, you support your team, you back it, all that. This has not been terrible, it's just been boring. It's that simple. It's just been really dull. Both teams have cancelled each other out. The game's been lost a lot in the midfield. Lots of misplaced passes, crosses, through balls, not making them out. Like a lot of the attacks have been broken down from each other's midfielders. It's just been one of those games in the Premier League. But you don't have to apologise. I don't mind talking to chat about anything. I've had people complain at me before for saying they want me to talk about the game more, and that's when I feel a little bit bad when people are just here for me to talk about the game. And I apologise if that's what you are here for, and I've gone on a little bit of a tangent and talked about other things. But yeah, I will try and focus on the game. Liverpool for sale for 3 billion, crazy. I mean Chelsea were bought for 4 billion, weren't they? That's kind of mad. I've just seen a picture actually of, in fact, I'll even show you guys. I show Speed in a Fulham shirt, saying they've got a special guest. I'm living in a simulation. I've got a lot of my chats to still read, so I'll quickly go through it all. I think Villa somehow caught off guard by the press. Why would they not be alert and ready? Well, I know Brighton are a pressing team, so surely we should know that too. I just think it was just one bad pass that led to a foul that wasn't given, and we went a goal down early on. I think it's that simple. Not amazing, we've been sloppy, just like a Dean Smith. I just hope a manager permanently changes something with this club so far. Pine Bournemouth and Brighton beat us every week. Promotion. Sad. Okay. We have kicked off. We're underway at the Amex for second half. Brighton 1. Aston Villa 1. American sports culture is less passionate, to be honest, all about money. It does seem a bit more of a franchise. I'm only going from what I've seen. I don't mind watching the Super Bowl. In fact, every year for the last 5 years, I've watched the Super Bowl final. I'm just not a fan of the ads like every 5 seconds. It removes like the excitement from the sport for me. NFL changing now to new stadiums like LA have less seats and more luxury areas. It's becoming more of an event to be seen at college football. See, that's what I mean. College football is actually really well supported. Like people from like around the university, and even which I couldn't believe when I found out. Like high schools will get support because their town. That's like the only, the only thing representing their town is like their high school. So that you'll be like having parents and stuff, and just like full-grown people supporting basically kids playing at a school. Like it's kind of mad, but like that's their equivalent of like a non-league team, and you get people from like a small town here supporting a non-league side. Yeah, revenue. No, it's Speed betrayed United. The fans don't want it, but the owners are. Yeah. I agree with that. One day we'll realise Speed is just part of a Make-A-Wish Foundation. What's your opinion on Speed, guys? I don't think I've ever asked my chat this. What is your opinion on I Show Speed? Mark my words, this match won't be a draw. Either Brighton or Villa win. I do feel a goal is coming in this game. It's not a bit more franchise or completely franchise. I don't want to like be harsh with what I say, and I'll say things like a bit more of a franchise. It's more of a conservative thing to say, and I'm only going off what I can see. I don't live in America, and I'm only going off like people I talk to and what I can see with my own eyes. Chance for Brighton. Marsh cross into middle. Mings flicks it away. Villa a little bit scrappy here, just about getting the ball away. I've read that. A United fan, but Brighton are winning. They might win this game. High school football in Texas, literally like the championship. Yeah, it's massively supported. The grounds in Texas are huge as well. Exactly the reason why I can't watch NFL and NBA is because the game constantly stops. Way too many ads. I think sports just need to be about the sport. Like, what I will say actually, one sport I do kind of enjoy from the US is ice hockey. I think it can get a bit wild sometimes with like the fighting. It seems to be a bit more raw, and I do like that a little bit. And it's a big skill as well, I think, to be an ice hockey player. Very technical, very very technical. But it's not it's supported, but not as highly supported as the NFL and NBA. College sports crazy. The American sports system is the worst in the world. I don't know about that. Facilities and the pay that players are getting now. Speed, funny guy but stupid person. That sums up Speed. He's funny, but he's very dumb. But it could be an act, to be fair. I really don't know. College support earns the Yankee Uni dollars, but the athletes get nothing. Yeah, that I don't agree with. That I don't agree with. That the universities and all that will earn bare money from their athletes who are just there to study and like maybe get a name for themselves. But they make loads of money from it. Um, Speed will burn hot and fast. Surprises lasted this long. It gets old quickly. He's doing well to stay relevant. I thought it would have died out by now, but he's got his apparently his song's gonna be involved in the World Cup, which is mental to me. Well, Trossard has scored, but it well definitely won't count. The whistle went well before that. It's a great finish, to be fair. Athletes starting to get paid and plenty of sponsorship worth millions. Playoff hockey is the best sporting event to watch out there. It just becomes a different level in the playoffs with players playing with serious injuries. What I will say, and I'm going to move quickly on from like me talking about other sports. The one thing I don't like about ice hockey is they have to play like 7 games in order to get a winner. I hate that. I like sports where it's like at most like 1 or 2 games and it's done. I just don't like it feels a little bit drawn out to me. Obviously, if you're used to that system, it'll be fine to people from the US and Canada and Russia where hockey is massive. But to me, it's like it's a little bit drawn out. I don't know. Like you go into game 7 and you still don't have a winner. Like that's mental, man. Speed at the Man United game for Ronaldo, but he had to wear a Fulham shirt. That Trossard finish was decent, you know. No way college in America is about academics. I mean, it should be, but it might not be. They also you have to pay a lot of money as well to go to like I nearly went to university in the US and the money you have to pay is ridiculous. Um No, it's not an opinion. Every professional American sports club is a franchise, just a fact. It's why American sports never get out of America. The rest of the world demand competition. Um, so my 2 cents is a lot of American sports you need to be middle class to play it, like ice hockey, NFL, like a lot of the sports you need money. Where football is like I have said, it's working class. It's a poor man's sport. Right, this is why people from Brazil play it. It's why people from all over the world play it. Um, and I think America, a lot of the sports you need money. Speed's gonna be a KSI 2.0. Yeah, nothing's better than a game 7. To your point, you can have to play 28 games after an 82 game season. It is a lot of games. I just wish it was summed up quicker. Like about a 3 game series is perfect. 3 games is literally like I get why. Okay, some people might think 2 or 1 is too little. I think 3 games is like a perfect in between. Like you can get the excitement. It's like a bit like boxing. You win the first one, opponent wins the second one. You need a trilogy. There you go. But obviously, hockey has been built off that for years, and they're not going to change it. But that was just my 2 cents. Only one shot on target each. Perfect. Nailed on for a Villa win in the last 5 minutes. Hopefully. 7 games is quite extra and would make the game less valuable. Like if UCL had 4 legs, games would be way less valuable and boring. To me, that's how it feels like to me. Yeah. Like but they have their sports built off that. Another thing I don't really like about the USA and their sport is there's no relegation. I just find it really weird how you can just be terrible. Like New Jersey Devils are awful every single year in the NHL, right? And they're not relegated. They get to still compete the next year. They get to still draft players. Like they're shocking. They're literally terrible every year. And yeah, nothing changes. There's no repercussion for how bad they are. I just find that really weird. Basketball is only sport for lower class, somewhat football because it is all funded by schools. Baseball used to be, but it's a middle class sport now. Hmm. I think I've seen a uni in America be serious besides Yale and Harvard. You've got Stanford as well, decent. You do have like the Ivy League, which is like like quite a few unis that have a lot of financial support. Oh, chance for Villa with Matty Cash in the box. Cash pulls it back into middle. Headers hit the crossbar. The post even. Emi Buendia diving header hits the post in front of the Villa fans. Chance rings! Past the defender! Ings! Yes! Danny Ings has rolled it away! 2-1 Aston Villa! Well, we hit the post and Brighton Bailey cleared it. And Danny Ings manages to keep the ball in front of goal. And it's the most scuffed finish you've ever seen. And it's somehow gone in. I don't know if this takes a deflection or not. But it's not a clean strike from Danny Ings by any means of the word. But Matty Cash, a lot of the credit goes down to him. Gets into the box, pulls it back, diving header from Buendia, hits the post. And what is Sonny Marsh doing? He slows down the ball. Oh, that's really poor. That's so poor from Brighton. Really nice. Oh, it's took a deflection, that's why. The shot was actually fairly clean, just takes a deflection. So it's so silly from Brighton to be caught. Absolutely caught napping. The shot from Ings deflects into the back of the net. Ings, to be fair, rolls dunk. Absolutely rolls dunk. And the shot deflects off Colwill into the back of the Brighton net. Oh, off his knee as well. But that will be a Danny Ings goal. Come on! Absolutely love to see it. 2-1 Aston Villa. Brighton caught napping there literally just after we hit the post. Brighton really try and slow down the ball and play from the back, and we catch them out. It's that simple. It might have actually been McAllister who got robbed. The player who scored in the first half. I need to see another replay on that. But it looked like it was McAllister who got robbed. Danny Ings rolled the ball around dunk. Shot deflects off Colwill into the back of Sanchez's net in front of the Villa fans. For Brighton 1, Villa 2. Oh, he's trying. Harry's trying to train now, I see. But yeah, that's mad. KD, just going very quickly, talking about the American football. It's the same as Aussie football's no relegation, AFL. Need it for competitiveness and to punish teams for purposely coming last or for better draft picks. I think relegation is so important. It's so important for sport, but obviously it will never be in every single sport, and that's a shame, I think. You'd be amazed how much money the average university has in America. Duke has like 3 billion in there and don't. That's crazy. But yeah, I wanted to go to Quinnipiac in Connecticut. Everything was done. COVID, like, basically ruined it. But the money you had to spend to go there was mental. Honestly, like in the UK, it's like 9 grand a year. Like almost everywhere you go, and the USA, it's based on where you go, and where I wanted to go, it was like to pay full price, it was like 66 grand a year. It's crazy. I had like discounts and what do they call it? The word actually escapes me. I had like funding from the school directly because of like my grades and stuff. Scholarship. Thank you. Scholarship. I had scholarships and stuff. Different, like together, all adding up. But it didn't work out in the end. Yeah, a scholar. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. Me talking about going to uni and I can't think of a 3-letter word, a 3-syllable word even. Villa I wouldn't say Villa feasting. We just caught them off guard, and we scored a deflected goal. It's a very crap way of conceding. It was McAllister. Yeah, the guy who put Brighton ahead has actually ended up costing them here. And it actually was Douglas Luiz who tackled him. How ironic is that? It was McAllister who fouled Luiz for the first goal. He then gets tackled by Luiz in Villa's second goal. You can send that to your friends. Absolutely, well and truly hold that, McAllister. What a bozo. What a bozo. Oh man, that is funny. Um, so yeah, it did come up on screen. Brighton have actually, in their last 20 games, they haven't lost from winning positions. And as of right now, they are losing. But Villa did bottle a 2-1 lead against Manchester United. Ended up losing 4-2. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Yeah, now you know why we have a student debt crisis in America. There are people with 200k student loans studying something that will pay 30. That's mental, man. Honestly, that is crazy. That is crazy. No wonder people are in like serious debt. Honestly, man. Emery he's a good manager, Emery. He's very good. Buendia injured by the medic. I saw that. He reacted really badly to what the medic did. I was going to mention that as I was talking. Went to uni 1987. It was free and they gave everyone a grant. See, I like that because it gives opportunities to people who you are from like low income backgrounds. We kind of have a system kind of similar now, which you have a loan and you only pay it back if you earn so much. You earn so. I hate this headset. You earn the headset just turns off randomly. You earn so much in a year and then you have to pay it back, which I think is like a better system to do for doing it. And yeah, this time Louise actually got the ball, by the way. Not it wasn't McAllister who fouled. Louise didn't foul McAllister. He actually properly won the ball. Bailey's on the bench. Bailey's not come on yet. He probably will at some point, but he has not come on. He isn't starting. It's a 4-4-2 with Buendia as a forward, with John McGinn out wide. Very weird. Danny Ings and his lucky moustache. AJ, I'm in my dad's car listening to the radio. I hear the MLG horn and the radio announced as Villa scored. Yes. That's da 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 da. I've heard that before. I've heard different horns being used. It's quite funny. Depends what station you use to listen to the football. Need to deeds and donate for a new headset. Well, my microphone and all that is at uni. I don't need a new headset. I have a proper microphone. It's just I've been ill and I haven't been back at home. I haven't been back at uni for the last few weeks. I've been at home. Mitoma from Brighton's world-class talent. Hope he's in the World Cup squad to Japan. I'm glad he's not playing today. He's very, very good. He's been ripping teams apart. He battered Wolves. Love to see Dendonka come on for McGinn or Ramsey at some point to keep this up. Good shout. Very good shout. To be fair to Ings, he's done very well. They won a free kick for Villa. The fact Ings is one off a hat trick is mental to me. I'll go to Birmingham Uni. Katie. I'd like to see it. Oh no, I've read that. I've literally just read that. Finally got on my internet pants. What does that even mean? Eric says, hope if he comes on, he does something dangerous to Brighton's net. I mean, the fact Ings could score a hat trick is so weird to me. Like, Ings has scored a penalty and a deflected shot, and he's won off a hat trick. Are you streaming the USA England matches on a Black Friday here? Going to be crazy. I did mention this briefly. I will say it again. I'm not going to be streaming any England game. I know it's controversial. I will be streaming World Cup games, but not England. I want to watch every England game with either friends or family. Like I'll go to a sports bar, have a pint, or watch it from home, and I'll grab, I'll get cans from the shop, whatever. I want to just enjoy it, with people like I want to be around with. Other World Cup games, I'll stream 100%. I think I'd say 99% sure I'm doing the first one, which is Ecuador versus Qatar, right? And I'll go from there and see what I want to do. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any England game. And I apologise if people are upset by that. But I just want to, I only get to have this every 4 years, right? And I want to watch games like that with people, that I love and, yeah, stuff like that. 30 minutes to go. I'm in line for my £10 bet of a 2-3 to come in. I'll just take a win. Fair enough. Pay thousands for Tyrone's. Oh dear lord. This ref is seriously terrible. Here's Trossard for Brighton. I've seen very little of Trossard, I will say that. Cross comes in from him, headed away by Mings, and an offside flag has come up in the end. Oh, Neil Maupay. He did come. I actually did forget to mention that. That's my fault. Neil Maupay did come on for Brighton. I'll make sure I've not missed any other changes while I've been talking to my chat. Danny Welbeck has not had a good game in truth. Is off for him. I can't believe I'm even saying this. It's Brighton 1 Villa 2. Never expected us to at any point be ahead. Undav come on for Welbeck. It was Undav, not Maupay. Okay, he looks very similar. My ball knowledge is apparently lacking. Veltman on for... Okay, so this is weird. Veltman on for Enciso, who came on for Lallana. So Enciso came on to come on. Odd decision. Very odd decision. The referee is seriously terrible. He didn't call a foul there. When the guy is screaming 5 seconds later, he calls one. Hopefully, Ings caps off with a Rooney overhead shin, says Stuart Hill. Some reason I have a problem with players chewing gum during a match, especially Tielemans. It gives off a bratish attitude. Fair enough. It might keep them like focused or something. I don't know. There might be like a proper reason behind it. Chance for Brighton. Esteban tries to put a ball into the box. Very well cut out. And Villa want a goal kick as well, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's really good from the fullback of Brighton. Oh, he's offside. That's why. That's why he's screaming. Esteban is well offside, and Mings is mental at the linesman there for allowing that. It is a corner kick to Brighton. Now, Isabel's always down bad. She's always down bad. Every Villa game she's down bad. Corner kick to Brighton. Header away at the near post by Mings. The atmosphere is going to be terrible at the World Cup, especially compared to South Africa and Brazil in the last few years. I think so too. I disagree with everything about it being in Qatar. From the fact that the stadiums were built by pretty much, it's almost slavery. Like it was ridiculous. Like the human rights there in Qatar is so bad. But like the anti-LGBTQ stuff, just everything about Qatar is just where I don't want it there. I do not want the World Cup there. I know he plays. I made a mistake. Yeah, Maupay went to Everton, didn't he? He's actually not done too well at Everton as well, from what I remember. He just looked like I forgot. Undav and Maupay look very similar though, and they both played for Brighton at one point. Yeah, Maupay did sign for Everton, and I remember Kieran Rance actually making a video saying it's probably the most Everton signing they've ever made. Someone who's like an inconsistent forward going to Everton, who are known for for having inconsistent forwards. Is Trossard. Villa, to be fair, we're very deep now. We probably should have done this a little bit against Man United. Defend just a little bit more deep, have players back. England World Cup win. It's an odd decision in the fact that players come on and don't often get subbed off. And Cisa didn't do a lot, but like, it's very ballsy for a manager to do that. You don't find that very often. You gotta like play really bad for that to happen, basically. Like for you to come on and then to come straight back off, you have to be pretty poor. McAllister, Trossard out wide, cross comes into the middle, cut out by Luiz. That should be a free kick to Villa. It is. But yeah, not great ball knowledge from me there. Bednareki's warming up, or at least he was. Brighton was so much better under Potter. Chelsea not so much. Do you mean like Potter was better under Brighton and Chelsea not so much? This is why players have to overreact, because referees respond to how they react when making decisions. It's annoying. True. Ashley Young will come on for Aston Villa. For Jacob Ramsey, actually. That is interesting. I know Young's played centre mid a few times. But he's never played right mid, which is where he's going to have to go. Oh no, it's left mid because McGinn's right mid. Yeah, that was it. I hate how weird we play now with Emery. He likes playing players in such random positions. Yeah, it's John McGinn right mid, Ashley Young left. Young, I don't believe, has been left mid for us. He's played at left wing a couple of times. He's been left back. He's been left wing back. He's been centre mid. I think it's the first time he's been left mid. That is so weird. I mean, I don't mind it. If it works, it works. But yeah. We're defending in the 6-3-1 again. It does look like, when we defend, it does look like the back four gets support from the midfielders, and it's so deep, it looks like we're playing with 6 defenders. It's so bizarre to watch. Chance for Brighton. On the byline, cross comes into the middle. It wasn't intercepted well by Kamara at all. And we ended up getting away with that just about. It was a cross from the right. It was actually Pascal Gross. The fullback's getting down our flank a little bit here. Bailey's still yet to come on. In fact, Villa yet to make a change other than the obvious, which is Ashley Young for Ramsey. That should be a free kick to Brighton, by the way, which hasn't been given. Cleared to the halfway line anyway, so we give it straight back. Owners will definitely be patient. The fans have to get him because he was a steal and 2 got to go. The guy knows ball and he'll make Chelsea proper, consistent, title challenging team. I think they have to do the Arteta approach and just be a bit patient. It will take a while, but it will be a process, I think. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not overly enjoying how Villa are playing right now. In fact, there's also a Brighton player down injured, but the ball's yet to go out of play. We've not been great. Ironically, since the Villa goal, we've not been great. A bit like when Brighton went ahead, they decided to allow Villa back into the game. The opposite has now happened. Since we've been ahead, we've allowed Brighton to have way. That's a penalty. That's actually a penalty, you know. Luca Digne has actually gone right through Sonny Marsh there. That's a pen, no? Yeah, VAR looking at it. I think that's a pen. You could argue, does he get the ball there? You could argue he slightly gets the ball first. That's a tough one. Well, we're gonna wait and see what is going to be given here. I don't have any audio, so I can only go off what I see. Sonny Marsh is still down getting treatment. To me, oh, no penalty. No penalty is given. Look, you know me. I'm not biased. That's probably a penalty. You know. Yeah, he's kicked him. They've done a slow-mo there. Luca Digne's gone to clear the ball, and he's just booted Sonny Marsh. I'm sorry, guys. That's a stone wall. We've got away with one there. That's a stone wall to me. I think that kind of balances out a little bit with the McAllister thing in the first half, and there was an argument for a penalty as well with a handball. I think that was Saicedo with a handball early in the first half, so it does kind of balance it out. That's probably a penalty. Nat just said worst decision this year yet. I mean, I've seen some bad ones. It's not a great one. It's not a red card in a million years. Is it a red card? That's an exaggeration. And it is accidental, but he does catch him. Like, fouls don't care about opinion, like or feelings or anything like that. It is, if he catches him without the ball, it's a penalty, and he does catch him. Doesn't get the ball. So it's fully accidental, and that can happen. And I've actually seen that happen for Villa like a few years ago, where a player's gone to clear the ball, wasn't looking, he's just completely swiped the man. But it is a penalty. It is a penalty here. Like, what I will say is, I like I said, I think it balances out a little bit with decisions earlier on in the game. Trossard having a bit of a mare. Great. Look, I'm not saying anything about a player until full time. He's not. I will say so far he's not been great, but you know all it takes is one moment. Leon Bailey's coming on for Villa in place of Emi Buendia. So Bailey's actually coming on as the yes. It's a like for like. It's striker for striker here. Very bad tackle. Accident doesn't excuse it. Yeah, exactly. It's a bad tackle. It's not a red card though. Like it's in between what you two are saying. It's a penalty. I mean, to Fabian and KD said it's arguably a penalty. It's not a red. In a million years, it's not a red. You gotta be very silly there to think that. But yeah. It's not about tackle though. It's about what the player was intending to do. It's not a red. It's accidental. Look, I will 100% agree. Any Brighton fan wants to argue this with me as well. It's 100% a penalty, but it is what it is. You have decisions go for you and against you. The first goal for Brighton shouldn't have stood. And we arguably should have had a penalty. Oh well, another penalty as well, but that didn't happen. So I think it balances out just about in the game. It's been a terribly refereed game, but I think it just about balances itself out. It's a mistake, bad control from Digne. Marsh gets there first and gets hit hard. It's a pen. It's not a red card, man. I'm moving on. Prediction for the World Cup. I think it'll be Argentina to win it. I'd love to see England go far, but I don't see it. I'd love to see a world. If England can't win it, I'd love, and I could choose what could happen. As long as England can't win it, I would say Argentina, Portugal. That's what I would say. Also, big chance of Brighton there, brilliantly defended by Ezri Konsa. Bloody hell. I'm not liking this. It just absolutely reeks of an equaliser here. We're just not playing very well. They're passing right through us. He's onside as well because of Ashley Young. Ball played across goal. Really well defended from Konsa. Probably stopped the goal there. But yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it to be Argentina. Get Messi that World Cup he deserves. Wish Emi had scored that header. Would have been much more excited than the deflected goal. Me too. Although it's nice to see Danny Ings actually do something and score a couple of goals. It's nice to see that. Honestly, you could be right, Nacho. You never know. These referees are just about their personal opinion. I think the referees are just shocking. The people will say constantly that there's like corruption and all that. I just think they're just bad. I just think they're bad. I hate the debate of Messi and Ronaldo. What I always say is just enjoy them both. Like they are both phenomenal talents. If you were to hard press me, I would say Messi. And I think, you know, it's only Real Madrid or United fans who will say Ronaldo, and that's usually a sign that you know Messi is the better player. But I appreciate both. I think they're both phenomenal. It will be a very sad day in football when they both retire. I think they both deserve criticism. Messi was terrible last year, and people were still bigging him up, which I don't get. You know, you're allowed to call out a player when they didn't, you know, when they don't do well. Just like when Ronaldo played against Villa, I thought he was terrible. Like, you're allowed to say it. You're allowed to say when your big players don't perform, but people are scared to. That's the best Villa stat. Every goal Bailey scored for Villa is under a different manager. I saw that. I saw that on Twitter. That's crazy. The game has changed a lot. Emery needs to turn this around. Kingston said going to win another few racks. My slimes. Come on, Villa. Well, hopefully for you that happens. Come on, man. He barely scored goals. He went ages without scoring a goal for PSG. Like, and he was still getting support. Like, he's still the best player in the world, but you're allowed to criticise him, man. And this year he's doing way better. Thoughts on Ronaldo dropping Mings? It showed how petulant he can be sometimes as a 37-year-old. That he likes to scrap players for no reason. And just get on with the football. You know, you've won everything there is to win in football except the World Cup. Like, let's not be a child. Let's get the game played and stop having a little scrap. Like it's so silly. I see that with like 18-year-old, 20-year-old footballers who like have a bit of an attitude. I don't expect to see that with a 37-year-old highly decorated footballer. Peter With better than both of them. The only scouts that I like. Peter With. Too many positions and styles of play within them to really compare. Exactly, it's really a difficult comparison, which I've never really understood why people compare them anyway. Messi and Ronaldo play completely different. Ronaldo's more physical. Ronaldo's more aerial. Ronaldo's more strong. Like he's like a kind of typical centre forward in a sense, where Messi, Messi I'd say is more technical. His dribbling is sensational, but he's not an aerial type of player. He scores. His goals are very like similar, where Ronaldo's will score way more. It doesn't matter how you put the ball into the back of the net, really, but Ronaldo will do it in several different ways more than Messi, I think. But Messi is just a phenomenal talent that can take on any player in the world and has the potential to do almost anything with the ball. Your club's only UCL history came against my club. To be fair, Bayern, it's not affected Bayern in any way, has it? Because they've still went on to do, to win several UCL titles. You've done it against even Dortmund. Like, it's not affected Bayern in any way. And let's be real, you robbed Leeds. Like in 1975, you definitely robbed Leeds. So it's, like it was a way to get one back for this country. You know what I mean? Messi's game isn't goal central though. That's true. That's true. He's still arguably our best player. Every game during that spree, I watched every PSG game, and the criticism was unfair, to be honest. Well, maybe, but I'm only going off raw goal contributions, and you would expect more. If you go solely off goal contributions, if someone as good as Messi, you would have expected more. So Cedar just kicked the ball straight into Cash's chest for the but ref cards Cash for time wasting. I think he's drunk. Only explanation at this point. There was a long shot for Brighton, which was caught by Martinez as well. Brighton are going to make a few changes here. Lamptey's coming on for Estepanan. I think that will offer a bit more pace going forward as well. Villa should sign Lamptey. I mean, he doesn't play for Brighton these days. Luca Digne is going to come... Oh no. I'm not a fan of that. I'm actually really not a fan of that. Well, Archer's coming. The positive for Villa is Archer's coming on. And then there are negatives for Aston Villa. Yellow cards are being dished left, right and centre. This time to Pascal Gross for complaining. I think the Brighton manager is also going to get a talking to here. Yeah, he's a bit injury prone. I do like Lamptey though. Cash and Bailey both on yellows, and now Sonny March as well. And now the Brighton manager has also been booked. Douglas Luiz will come on. Will come off for Leandro Dendoncker. I did see Luca Digne. I don't know if that sub has actually gone through or they've changed their mind. Danny Ings is actually coming off as well. Wow, big changes have been made. We're taking 27 years to make the subs though. Douglas Luiz is finally trotting off for Leandro Dendoncker. Bloody hell. Yeah, there we go. So Archer, Augustinsson, which is what I'm not happy with, and Dendoncker on for Luiz, Ings and Digne. Archer finally gets game time, but Augustinsson, Jesus Christ. I don't like that player. I just don't like him. I'm sorry. Augustinsson is really slow, and he is just championship standard. I'm sorry, but it's true. To be fair to Brighton, they put the ball out of play. It was a drop ball, and they give us a goal kick, so fair enough. Don't like that from Martinez. Brighton are getting desperate, but on the other hand, I haven't seen a single counter attack from Villa this game. Could go either way. I don't think we've played that overly that well, today. I think we've done what we've needed to do. We've defended okay. I don't think either team deserves to win it, if I'm going to be honest. It kind of feels a little bit like a smash and grab. That's a foul. That's a yellow card for Young, surely. Oh, the yellows are being dished out left, right, and centre, ladies and gentlemen. In the last 4 minutes, we've seen Cash, Bailey, Sonny Marsh, De Serbi, and now Ashley Young get yellows. Wow. The yellow cards are flying. That is kind of funny. We're one yellow card away from getting a fine. Here's Lamptey. Trossard. Oh, he sends Cash there. And again. Trossard, left-footed cross. Shots brilliantly charged down by Dendoncker, I think. Still Brighton have it on the right-hand side. Ball played centrally, McAllister. Villa completely backs the walls now. Archer and McGinn against Pascal Gross. Pulls it back to McAllister, hacked away by Konsa. Villa trying to push them back to halfway line. And that should be a free kick. Oh dear. Kamara catches. Is that another booking? It's another yellow card! It's another one, bro! That's 5 wow, that's crazy. That's 4 yellow cards for Villa in the space of 6 minutes. And that's 6 yellows in total. Well, also which I don't get. I did see Sonny March being given a yellow, but apparently that's not come up on here. But I swear he got one. But that's at least 4 yellows in 6 minutes for Villa. That's mental. Oh, man. Sanson can defend and break. I think Sanson's so underutilised at Villa. It's crazy. Should be a free kick to Villa. And the referee doesn't give it, which is mental. That was a foul on, I think that was a foul on Leon Bailey. Trossard for Brighton. It's all one-way traffic from Brighton right now. Trossard against Cash. Pulls it back to Lamptey. He's gone for it. Good block from Esri Konsa. Can Villa just keep the ball for 5 seconds? Bailey. Bailey into Cameron Archer. Good pass from Archer. Go! Go Villa! Dendoncker. He slowed the ball down a little bit here. McGinn will switch the play to Young. Villa. Oh yeah, we've definitely slowed the tempo down. Young, that's a good through ball though to Bailey. Bailey on the corner flag. 2 Brighton players on him. He might even time waste this, you know. He gets a corner. Well done, Bailey. That was brilliant from Leon. Really well done. Absolutely nowhere to go, but he gets the corner. Really, really good. Yeah, it has been a foul fest. You're right, Harry, in the last few minutes. Lamptey, what I've seen is fantastic. Physically, and is strong despite his size. I think it's a myth. You have to be very physical to work in the back four. I think you have to be as a fullback. Like, I've played as a fullback. You have to be quick. You have to be quick with a lot of stamina and have a good crossing capability. That's all you need as a fullback. You need good understanding of the game as well. Lovely drag. It is Bailey. Cross deflected into the box. Ashley Young! Oh, just wide. Young went for the near post. Sanchez stood still. No way he knew that was going wide. Brighton take their goal kick very short, very quickly. Lewis Dunk for Brighton. Down the right. They have a few minutes to go here. It's still Brighton 1, Aston Villa 2. Sonny Marsh. Pascal Gross back to Marsh. He's got past Augustinson, which is what I'm worried about. He's on the byline. Tries to cut inside past him. To be fair to Augustinson, he recovered well. He stopped the ball being played through him. McAllister. Can Brighton carve up anything in the last few minutes of this game? Lamptey against Young. Lamptey's cross picks out Undav, but it will be... Oh, it's a corner. Well, okay, fair enough. Didn't look like a touch on that. Thoughts on Gerrard to Villa, but not as a manager, as a player. He's too old now. But he's one of the best English players ever. Shame he just didn't work out as a manager. Cross comes in from Trossard. What is Mings doing? Emmy was catching that, and Mings just heads it out his hand. Brighton have it on the far side with Sonny Marsh. First time ball in from McAllister. Free header. Oh my God, Lewis Dunk's put it wide. Lewis Dunk's had a free header. A free header and put it wide. Oh my word. Oh my word. That's all because of Tyrone Mings, that is. What is Mings doing? Yeah, Marsh can put... I actually don't believe what I'm seeing. I don't, I don't believe what I am seeing. That is a literal free goal at the near post, and they put it wide. That's mental. Rumor on Maradona to Villa. I have no idea what you're on about. He needs more experience for managing the Prem. I agree with that. Unai's system seems to need physically more than pace in fullbacks. You do need no. Well, the way we played against Man United, you need pace. The really high line, you need to be quick, and that's why we were caught against Rashford. In this system we're playing now, it's a little bit deeper. It's still quite high, but it's a little bit deeper. I think the pace would help. Brighton's filled with Chelsea rejects. Yeah, true. Think how horribly Chelsea did selling Lamptey and how much they've spent on left back. I know, it's mental. Oh, English football is full of English rejects. True. Cash. That's a poor ball from Cash. Villa give it away needlessly. Sometimes you need a bit of luck. This game will. If we do win this is a massive win. But it's a big if. It feels like it's taken 20 years to finish this game. Thoughts on Gerrard managing Wigan? Gerrard could have time in the lower leagues of the Premier League. Lower leagues of the Premier League. The lower leagues of English football. I think he. High line we played Thursday. The line we played on Thursday was ridiculous. That is my one complaint of Unai Emery. There's no way he thought that was going to work. 8 minutes of added time. We're not winning. We're not winning this. Lads, I'm sorry, but we're not. There's no way we can hold on for 8 minutes. Brighton are literally all over us. There's no way we're hanging on for 8 minutes. We've conceded more goals from set pieces than any team other than Bournemouth. Cash heads away from the corner. Referee shakes his head at a free kick, and Villa are complaining. Stop this! I'm not. I'm not trying to try or jinx the game. It's been one wave from Brighton. AJ, why isn't Villa as successful today, considering they're a historically successful club? Doesn't make sense to me how a team changes like that. Ownership was terrible for a long time. People love Doug Ellis and respect what he did, but a lot of the owners that we've had in the past have been terrible. They've just not invested money very well. Other teams, other owners would dump lots of money into their, into their club and be ambitious. Where we would sell players like Dwight York. He would get us trophies. Our ambition in the 80s and 90s wasn't that great. We sold a lot of the players. When we won the Champions League, we got relegated not long after. And it just kind of sums up Villa that can happen. Like, we just sold a lot of our good players. There's never really been like massive ambition with Villa for whatever reason. Like, we've won a lot, but there's never been that desire to win even more. I don't get how you can win. You could go and win the biggest thing in world football and then crumble the way we did. Need a Newcastle owner, I guess. Actually sucks because it is completely out of the fans' control. Yep, it is. I didn't bet on Villa. I don't bet on Villa. I never bet on Villa because it doubly hurts when you lose. Yeah, we've had ambition, just spent it on the wrong players. I mean, yeah, I suppose we have wasted a lot of money in the years. We spent actual money for Emil Heskey. Like we have spent actual real money for Emil Heskey. Chance for Villa Varcha. And he has actually lost the ball, and I think a free kick was given. Oh no, offside was given anyway. Brighton will play on with advantage. Bet that Villa will lose AJ free money back. Look, I could say Villa are defending deep, and that is a massive understatement right now. The whole team is back defending. The entire team is here. It's like a 6-4-0 formation we have right now. Everyone is back. No one on the halfway line. The whole team is back defending. It is like a 6-4-0. There's no other way to describe it. Archer and Kamara are just trying to press them as far back as we can. That is the game plan. Kamara's the furthest man forward right now. It's not. It's still 2-1. It's still 2-1. Brighton they are right now. They are struggling to get through this this defense from Villa though. I will say that. Here's McAllister. Tackle from Konsa. Then Donker. Villa do have the ball. Can we please keep it? John McGinn. That's a throw-in, surely, ref. I think that's a throw-in to Villa on the halfway line. The camera doesn't pan to it though. McGinn's actually folding his. He's holding his shin here. We have 4 minutes to go. It was 8 minutes of added time shown, and we've played half of it. Look at the stands for it. Yeah, I know. I know. For some reason, Brighton fans are leaving, which is crazy to me. Augustine said into McGinn. Villa get another throw in. Come on! We can finally push up a little bit. You played to win the game. What are Brighton fans? Oh, John McGinn's gone down again. And there's potential handbags here. Oh, no, they don't want it. J2O, best drink ever. It's not bad. Very underrated. Oh, man, I can't with this. Is so tense. This is so tense. I think this has to be the most negative way of defending I've ever seen. In not even in a bad way, but like you've got your back four and your wide players come back, so it becomes a back six, and then all your midfield and attackers also do a line just above that, so it's like a 6-4. It's so weird to watch. No one's on the halfway line. It's literally the whole team comes back to defend. It's such a weird shape to see. It's so unique, but I like it. Cross comes in from the left for Brighton. It's half cleared. Are they going to get a few more chances? We're in the 96th minute now. It still remains Brighton 1, Aston Villa 2. Here's Colwell forward. Cushion header from Lamptey. Pascal Gross into Trossard. That's a great ball. It's a terrible touch from Gross though. Ashley Young will clear long. Into the path of Leon Bailey. He puts it out of play. Played short. Trossard is growing into the game a little bit more now, Trossard. Oh, man, these players worried the absolute life out of me, I tell you. Mings only half clear. Oh, Villa don't react. So Mings will clear the ball and every Villa player stands still and just waits. Another early long ball into the box. Konsa heads away. McGinn has a man on him. They're tussling. Him and Marsh are tussling the two number 7s. That should be a free kick to Aston Villa. And it is given. Good refereeing. Very good refereeing. Guys, I'm going to ask the question. Who has been your man of the match today? I think that's actually a really difficult question to ask. But I'd love to see opinion. For anyone who has watched the game or... Yeah, just tell me, who's been your man of the match today? Ings, Danny Ings or McGinn? Brighton plays like seagulls. No Trossard feast, that's my FPL only getting 19 points. Oh dear. Martinez has got a booking as well, by the way. So that's another Villa player added to the yellow card list. I actually really hate to say this. I'm going to say it very quietly. I think it's John McGinn. But you got to say it really quiet. So after all the slander I give this man, I would probably say he's got man of the match today. He's actually worked really hard. I wonder if McGinn, if he's going to start, I want him to play like this more. I thought he's done really well today, McGinn. Won the penalty for the equaliser. I thought he's broke down their play several times today. He's just been booked as well. It's another yellow card. I think from reaction of the people in the chat, I think that's game over. And we're past the 8th minute of injury time. And on my screen it's still not over, but I think it is now! It is over! Aston Villa have won the game. It's a big win for Aston Villa and Unai Emery. It's back-to-back Premier League victories. That is unbelievable to say. That is a very well-earned win. And the Villa backline celebrate. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I've got to say, before I go on to anything, the yellow cards we earned that game. Alright, I'll read them all out. Mings, Cash, Bailey, Young, Kamara, Martinez, John McGinn. 7 yellow cards for Villa today. 7. That's got to be a Villa record at some point. There ain't no way. Like, Villa move up to 12th in the Premier League. 2 wins on the bounce to Unai Emery. Look, today it wasn't pretty. Like, let's be honest, right? It wasn't a pretty result for Villa. Not result, sorry. It wasn't a pretty performance. But the result is all that matters, right? I thought we played well in parts today. I think if you were to push for a winner, you probably would give it to Villa. I think a draw would have been probably more fair. But you take what you take in the Premier League. And I'm just very glad for Danny Ings. I thought Ings was brilliant. 2 goals. He scored a penalty and a deflected goal, but he worked his socks off like always. I'm glad to see that he is benefited. I think that was a penalty though. I will be honest. Luca Digne. It did go to VAR. It wasn't given. Sonny Marsh looked like his leg got pretty much hacked in half, to be honest, by Digne. It wasn't given. But yeah, Villa have won the game by 2-1. Looking as well at Colwill, what a header he had. Big chance right at the end, a free header for Colwill, completely unmarked, and he put it over. Big let off for Villa, but it's a huge win. We will take that. I'm going to be very happy. I'm going to make a video on TikTok. I will be covering World Cup games, so don't you worry. You can come on this channel. It won't be a month off for me. But that will sign it off until after Christmas when we play Liverpool. I mean, what a welcome back that is into the Premier League. Liverpool on the 26th of December. Thank you all for being here. I will be here again, like I said, for the World Cup. Make sure you're there for that. And I'm going to make a video on today on TikTok. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.